I want to bring in our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, because we have learned moments ago that President Biden will again address the nation. Mary?
David, we are told he will come before cameras again at 1:30, so in about an hour, 45 minutes from now, we expect to hear from the president. This comes after he spent the morning here at the White House in the Situation Room, being briefed by his Homeland Security team and other law enforcement officials. This will, though, be the first time that we've heard from the president since those brief remarks that he gave last night, shortly after this assassination attempt. And then, of course, the president issued a real forceful condemnation of this attack, saying that there is no place in this country for this kind of political violence. He said it is sick, and he called for the country to come together and try to unite. Of course, we know, though, that this comes at a point when this country is deeply, deeply divided. The president, though, trying to lower the political temperature. Shortly after that, late last night, the president did finally connect with Donald Trump, the two of them speaking on the phone in a call that's been described to me as good, respectful, but short. The president, first and foremost, is responding to this moment as president, but there are certainly lots of questions about how this will impact his campaign, how this will simply impact his travel in the upcoming days. We do now know that the vice president, who had an abortion event planned, a campaign event planned for Tuesday in Palm Beach County. Of course, that's Donald Trump's backyard. That has now been postponed. The president is supposed to be traveling tomorrow to Texas, then on to Nevada on Tuesday and Wednesday. Lots of questions still unanswered here, David, about how his schedule may change as well and how it will impact his campaign.
Certainly a dark new turn in what was already a deeply polarized campaign leading up to November. And Mary, you heard the governor there speak of this phone call that you just reported on. The country actually saw in that first debate both of these candidates coming out on the stage and not even shaking hands. Certainly after last night, and the governor said this moments ago, Josh Shapiro, that the president told him that he did intend to talk to former President Donald Trump, that was his plan. Continued to work into the night until that happened. And as you just reported, short, good, but brief. But what the governor there of Pennsylvania said, that was expected and that was the right thing to do in front of the nation.
And just the fact that they talked is so notable because, as you mentioned, they don't speak. These are not two men who we often ever see have any kind of contact. They rarely interacted, even when they were on the debate stage together. David, that was the first time that they had come face to face or even talked to each other in some 3.5 years. So the fact that the president is trying to reach out to Donald Trump is, again, another sign that he is showing or trying to show the American people that now is not a time for politics. We know that his campaign has really hit the pause button. They've pulled down all of their political communication, pulling their ads off of the airways, trying to really, lead and encourage the nation to sort of take a beat here. That even though we are now days away from the Republican National Convention, the president recognizing, what a really not just divisive, but what a tinderbox moment this could be for the country, and trying to just dial everything down, David.